Alright guys, I have some interesting information. So Exoton, this company here, is the same company that owns Hyanka, Hyanka. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Anyway, they are the same company that owns Hyanka. You guys have seen them around a little bit. But I come over here to check out their equipment, and I found something kind of interesting. So one of the things they have here, amongst a bunch of DJ equipment, is this wonderful little DAC. So it's the DA102C. It's got a USB input there, and I'm not exactly sure how you control the USB, but it does have one. It does have, see if I can get a little bigger here. It has the RCA, the USB Bluetooth, an optical COA, and it's got all that stuff in the back there. It does come with a power brick and a optical cord. It looks like an optical cable there, and a remote, which is pretty neat having the remote. So we scroll on down here. There's your IR for your remote. So the back's what we're looking for. On the back you see we have the optical line in. We have speakers out, left, right, two of them. And then in the over here it says DC 18 to 30 volts. Right there. That's interesting. So after doing some reading, I discovered, of course, that it uses this Texas Instrument TPA 3221 chip. So I went digging and I found the Texas Instrument chip, which is the one they're talking about. And this is the TPA 3221 Class D power amplifier. It shows a DC 18 to 28 volts, and it says 200 watts here, maximum power. Down here with the chip for sale here, of course it says it doesn't come with a power supply, but this is just the board. It listed as 18 to 28 volts, 200 watts to 500 watts. So that lines up with everything else that I've been seeing. And so if we go back over here, now did you notice the price on this, by the way? $52.99. Okay? Back over here, the price on this guy is $59.99. So they're getting a good deal on their board. That was just the chip. This has the chip, but it's also everything else, you see, which is quite a bit. I think it's a good buy. Now, what would you do this? Well, look at this. If we're doing a minimum of 100 watts by 2, even if we're not getting that much, still, if we're getting 50 or 75 watts by 2, that's still a rock solid little amplifier. And it's a Bluetooth 5.0. So it's got Bluetooth 5.0. I mean, it's got a good chip in it. It has optical input. Apparently it ships with the cable. I keep calling it a cable. I guess it is a cable. Bass, mid, treble. This has a mode. So maybe this is how you flip tracks through whatever's plugged into here. I'm not really sure about that. I'm assuming this is also your volume control, and it looks like it might even be the power button as well. So press it in and hold it, turn it off, you know, something like that. I don't know. I do not know these things we are talking about. But I do know that for $60, a little, 75 to 125. Let's give it a nice little range watt 2-channel amplifier with Bluetooth. This is essentially a Bluetooth speaker without a speaker. And I think it's pretty cool for 60 bucks. A nice loud Bluetooth speaker, mind you. I think it's a good buy. And I don't know if anybody else is interested in this stuff, but I saw this and thought it was interesting. I'm also going to show you something else. If you guys are into GJ systems, they have 2 setups for any youngsters out there or any old folks with youngsters trying to set up a little band. If your kid has the PA system, so let me go to the PA systems. This is this isn't really ideal. This is more of a, I guess it could work that way, more of a karaoke style setup. But if your kid's got the PA system, which some of these are kind of, they're not going to work well for that. This would work okay though. This would work okay. So if your kid's got the PA system, he's going to be the most popular band member because he could play the triangle and have a PA system, and he would be in the band. I remember the newspaper. You'd see ads like, "Oh yeah, I'm bass player looking for band. I have PA," and that ad would be gone the next day because everybody needs a PA. Good times all around, man. And look, this is $339 for a 2,000 watt 12-inch DJ system with a 6-channel mixer. This would totally work for a small band. It wouldn't be great, but it would dang sure work. It would give you your vocals, plus you can mic a keyboard and a couple other things. So yeah, you could put a small band together with that, play a little small parties and stuff, no problem. That kind of power would handle the vocals for a pretty big arrangement. You couldn't put a whole lot of music to it at one time, but at loud volumes. But you could put vocals to it at loud volumes. If you got the kids have all got their amplifiers, and the drums are drums. They do drum things. And you just need something to amplify vocals, and maybe one of the guys plays keyboard and needs something to amplify the keyboard. This would totally do all that. And for $339, it would be great for parties. Set up a party and have a little dance music. You ain't got to hire a DJ. You could just be the DJ. What has that got? What is that? I see something. Oh, that was... that has play functions. So, okay. Yeah. So it's got a USB socket here. Play, mode, repeat, fast forward, and EQ. You got a physical equalizer down here. MP3 volume. So that's your volume control for this. Yeah, MP3 control, digital display. So this whole section here is an MP3 player with your MP3 volume aux in, so you can plug an aux cable there. Jam on. CD tape and master volume, effects controllers, echo, delay. Yeah, pretty basic setup, but it would get the job done. Those don't look like terrible stands either. They're not high-end stands, but they don't look terrible. I don't know, guys. I mean, like I said, we're talking about $340 here. But never mind, I came to tell you guys about this. I think this little $60 amplifier is pretty cool. Anyway, guys, peace.